part 2. Alright, we're talking about number 30, and look how similar it looks to number 29. And I believe if you actually distribute it, secant squared times 1 and secant squared times minus sine squared, you might be able to muscle it through. But I see a quicker way to do this one, because right away I see a trig ID. Right here, we just discussed it. It is the rearrangement of sine squared minus plus cosine squared equals 1. So you'll recall that 1 minus sine squared is the same as cosine squared. Now we have secant squared times cosine squared. And let's see if you can finish that, remembering that secant is the reciprocal of cosine. So I'll let you take it from there on number 30. On number 31, and 32 is much like it, what trig strategy from the travel case should we adopt? Hopefully you're pointing me to the change to sine and cosine. And again, you can try one strategy, and if it doesn't lead anywhere, try another one. Cotangent is cosine over sine, working in x this time. And cosecant is 1 over sine. So I replace cotangent with this expression. I replace cosecant with this expression. Now, in order to take a fraction and divide it by a fraction, I flip it and multiply. Here's why we flip and multiply. We're actually making a big fat 1 over the flipped version of the denominator. So I can't just multiply by the flip. I have to multiply by a big fat 1. And anything over itself is 1. But when I do that on the denominator, it will always cancel out on the bottom and just be a 1. And in this sense, all I do is flip the denominator and multiply through by it. I just want to make sure you remember why we do that. Then we have sine x canceling out sine x like that. And on number 31, that leads us to the result of cosine x, floating around right there. Number 32 should be similar in nature. All right. Hopefully those points that I made as I rehash that homework and try to give those who weren't quite up to speed on that a chance to try it again. Hopefully while we were going through that you picked up some strategies that you can apply on tomorrow's classwork. So I don't have any other additions to that, I think. I'm going to say goodbye for now. And if you notice a part 3, this is part 2, a short one. If you notice a part 3, then open that video and see it as well. But for now, I'm going to look through my notes, see if there's anything else I want to say tonight before, just to rehash some things, reinforce some things before tomorrow's class. But I think I'm fine with where we are right now. To those who didn't really need help on that homework, I hope that just brought some rehearsal back to mind and prepared you for tomorrow. Remember, we're going to kick these up in our classwork tomorrow. So not only do we have to use those tools, but our algebra is going to come into play. So we'll have it all mixed together. So algebra in the middle of trig. It doesn't get any better than that. Have a good evening. Over and out.